Howdy everybody, and welcome back to BTD6. In this episode we're going to be doing the advanced map Spillway, and I'm going to be showing off a strategy that is pretty unique, and it's going to take me some time to set up, but short story, or long story short, I guess I should say, we're going to be doing a tack shooter start. Now, I'm going to try it once, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to pause, and you guys will notice, or you guys will see when I get it working. Anyway, so I'll be right back. You won't even notice. Alrighty, I think I have it here. Let's find out, shall we? Oh ho! Look at that. We have cleared wave 1. Now, to you guys that might not have looked like much. I don't have a good way of showing this. But basically, I had to change my OBS settings so I could zoom in on the screen, and then I pulled up a screenshot that I'd previously taken of me setting this up, so that I could actually line the two up properly. Basically, you want to go to the top. It doesn't look like it is this thing, but you want to go to the top right-hand corner of this thing and be just a couple pixels off. And then, of course, it's not easy either, because you have to, you also have a timing on this wave, where you gotta upgrade this to a better spread, I think part of the way through this wave? Yeah, and it wasn't that timing, now was it? It's, just a little bit into it. Sometime around when the first screen's coming through, I think. Oh, maybe it's a little earlier. I don't know. Or maybe it's later. We'll figure it out. We'll do a couple blues, like 2 shots, and then we'll upgrade it and see what happens, right? Because that's not working. And by the way, you have to go the more tax route. Oh, I just needed to do it later, apparently. I guess. After all the greens have spawned, it looks like. Maybe? Oh, come on. Oh, it's just a second upgrade. It's 120 for both, so it looks like you have to do both upgrades. Gosh darn it, dude. Oh, maybe you just do the first one. And then you do the second one when you can afford it. Okay. Never mind. Or was I not fast enough? Man, I'll tell you, once you get this working though, it's a really cool run. I swear it is. But like the first 3 waves, if you can perfect those, which clearly I'm messing something up here, right? Maybe you only upgrade it once. Because part of what makes this so tough, right, is because basically if you add more tacks, you're changing the angles of the tack shooter's tacks, and then you're whiffing. So let's see what happens if we don't upgrade at all, right? We still whiff. Which makes me think maybe we need to get... We can get through all of this first part, right, without upgrading at all, I think? Okay. So maybe we upgrade like, yeah, right at the end of the wave. Then we're on to wave 8. And this might be the wave where... Oh, I don't remember the breakdown of this is the thing. Do we need to upgrade here? No, we don't. Okay. And then on wave 9, if we can get through this with even more attacks, or without getting even more attacks, we could get Blade Shooter off of this. Maybe? Maybe? No. Okay. So I guess here we probably need either even more attacks or we need the Dart Monkey or something. So this is never going to be a black border for me, I think. Yeah, it looks like we need a Dart Monkey. Now the only issue is I don't know where I need a Dart Monkey. I just knew we would have to get one early on. I swear every time I've tried this setup though, blech. I actually really hope this doesn't work. I just realized I messed up anyway. Okay. Have you noticed that it's not even consistent on which exits are being taken? Because I've sure noticed that. Let's see, how are we looking? You see, and then like there, for some reason, due to my upgrade placement. This is, it's a tough start, I'll be honest. Like, it's probably the toughest start I've ever had to a run, right? We probably want this one so that, like, this is not going to be the last one to spawn balloons, and we need the tack shooter shooting. Okay, but now my setup's different than it was the first time through. Maybe we could buy a submarine instead? Because typically what would happen is we would just have a dart monkey here, and we wouldn't be leaking at all because of him. But maybe like I need like a submarine or something? And like he can shoot homing shots? But then this is gonna delay us as well. And then they have to leak out the right side. Which, actually, for that to work, I would need him placed like right here. Can you see why this is a bit of a tough start? Let's see, so we should have like... Oh, we have 3 left instead of 2. But that did beat it. And then I think just the tack shooter here can handle wave 10, right? So this might be the most precise Chimps run I've ever done, and probably will ever do. And part of what's really interesting about it is what makes this run work. Okay, we can get Blade Shooter, or we can say for Etienne. I honestly think that we have to get Blade Shooter, right? Yeah, I think it is. And you'll see, as soon as we get to Blade Shooter, we have enough range to just always hit this area. And you know what? It's not so bad when you do it like this, huh? Once you get to Blade Shooter, it's like, oh, yeah, right. You don't have anything to worry about. So, by the way, if you're curious, you didn't see any of me getting it set up. And I know I mentioned it already, but it took me about 20 minutes to get the layout on this stupid tack shooter. Which I might sound a little frustrated, but I'm not really. It's, I was very excited to find this. It's just, man, it's a tough one, dude. Like, I'll just be honest. I think last time I did this, it was also different. Every single time I've beaten this run, it's had a different layout for how everything played out, and I just don't really know why, right? So now I gotta think about how do I want to, Oh right, I was gonna say, how do I want to hit the lead balloons that come up on wave 27? Because that's gonna be the next big hurdle, right? And I think we're gonna go with the obvious answer of just use a mortar. Anyway, now we've got it set up. So how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. This run will be... It's a cool one now that we've gotten it this far. Everything kind of chills for a good while, honestly. Turns out Blade Shooter's really good in a position like this. And I could probably do the rest without failure if I can just remember the execution on like when I want to place towers. But you see, I don't normally do pre-planned, so if this comes across a little weird, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Just because it's not really how I typically tackle things. That camo balloon's fine, by the way, yeah. We're 2 waves away. I'm probably gonna just do a mortar tower. And... I don't know. I think the last time I did this, I ended up having a good bit of money left over as well. So you have a lot of options for setting it up like this. I think this map is a lot of fun and is very cool to mess around with. In fact, you can do it a lot easier on Chimps, and maybe I'll do a second video on this. Actually, I'll definitely do a second video on this map where I black border. But you can start with a dart monkey in the middle. That probably works, and if not that, then you can at least do a ninja monkey. Ninja monkey definitely works in the middle, right? You just might not need Etienne as much. Oops. Let's go ahead. We're gonna kind of place everybody in a very similar spot. Does shell shock increase the radius? I don't know how badly I need money or not. And I'm very lazy when it comes to using the mortar, so I would like for his radius to hit completely inside circle. And actually, I'm pretty sure we want Bernie stuff as well. Okay. I think Etienne will be fine for all the camos. We might need to use an ability, maybe. Probably not for wave 30, actually, especially not wave 33. 33 is solved once you get 2 drones. I think 36 will be fine. We might need the extra spawn of drones, we'll see. No, probably not. We can just set it to first, right? Do you guys ever micro your Etienne targeting? I know I don't very often, but I think in this case it matters. So for the short term, I think the mortar's probably going to catch up on pops a little, but you'll see we probably don't even really need to upgrade it though, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to get, this run is a very weird layout, I'll just be honest with you. Okay, looks like we are fine on the camos for this wave, which means we will just use the ability for wave 37 camos. And I mean, we can be using this ability, but we don't really need it right now, and we probably want it for wave 40. So why not just be cautious about it, right? And then the camo once spawns, we'll use the ability. And then we want to save the ability one more time for wave 40. Is this large enough? This should work, right? Okay, now everybody has camo detection. I know that's a little shy still, but you'll see. It'll be fine, I think. Overall, I think this is going alright. Hey, by the way, let me double check real quick before I keep going. Make sure my recording's actually right. Okay, it looks like it is. Right, so we want to Etienne, played Maelstrom. There you go. Alrighty, we're into the mid game now. 2,700 gives us another range upgrade, and then I think that's enough range to hit the Super Strom or Maelstrom. I think, and if not, then we can use a another village. See, that looks like enough to me. Yeah, it is. Okay. So now we can just hit this ability when we need it. And most everything is probably good here. Most everything. Yeah, okay. 49 is a bit of a tough wave. We want to push for Super Maelstrom as soon as we can, and then that's basically it, right? Like, we need a little bit more power. You're gonna be... I was pretty shocked by this one when I found it, and maybe me pushing the run to be done is gonna make it less shocking, but I mean, this is almost every tower that I had right here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The only thing we have to watch out for, I think, is like wave 99. That's a pretty tough wave with this layout. And I don't think we have any way of getting mib to this guy. Which means we need to figure out... We need to come up with a choice for how we want to pop leads with him, right? Inside Etienne's range, like... I would think maybe we could put like an alchemist here or something, but like... Spacing on that's a little awkward. Maybe we don't even need it, you know? This is wave 49. It's a heavy wave. One of the first big rush waves, right? Wave 50 has the first Moab. Or I guess second and third Moab, really. It's completely wrong about what I was saying originally. Nice. But hey, we're about to afford Super Strong. And then, that means we can just kind of use this ability when it's available, and that'll carry us through most of these waves. I will say, we don't have faster shooting, so we have the, a little more awkward loadout for it, right? You get way less damage out of it, but it's still enough damage. And you'll see what I mean. But like, you can see these Moabs, they still get shredded, you know? Most things do. Are you guys seeing that lag every time I click on a tower? If so, that's not intentional. And the crazy thing, I'm pretty sure Super Maelstrom doesn't get any higher stats outside of just having a better ability, right? I don't think it gets higher damage or anything. It might get higher pierce, but it doesn't get higher range. I know that much, at least. We'll just break him. Yep, may as well. Also, Super Strong clears Wave 63. His pierce is really high when it comes to using his ability. And there's quite a few waves that just end in like a single Moab in the 50s, huh? Anyway, you know, I've been making daily balloons and daily videos at least, right? 99% of them being balloons. Actually, you could probably calculate that percentage. I think it's been 2 or 3 that haven't been balloons, and I've been going for 3 months, which would be, say, 90 videos. So probably like 96%. Ignore me, I'm being nerdy. But anyway, what was I even saying? Yeah, so I've been making mostly balloons content, and I've been enjoying it. But I think I want to try a couple other things. But on top of that, I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching and hanging out. There's a good few of you that watch, you know, like everything I put out, or at least most of it. Maybe not the Euro Truck Sim video. That thing did awful. But I don't really mind. I had fun with that one. But thank you guys for watching and sticking around for all these runs where, you know, sometimes I lose, but I just kind of keep playing, you know? I think it's something that not very many people show these days, and you guys seem to enjoy it, so I'm glad. I enjoy it too. Alright, Wave 63. Super Strong. And then if for somehow we mistimed our Super Strong, we also have access to Etienne's ability. But, I mean, Super Strong recharges pretty fast. Okay. I think the next thing I want to get is an Energizer sub. That's what I'm saving for, by the way. I think that's all I need right now. That's what I would like. More uses of this ability is pretty sweet. If you guys didn't know... Oh, first of all, you know what? Let me preface this with asking you guys a question. What is your favorite tower? I actually hosted 2 polls. I hosted more than 2, but I hosted what is your favorite category of these groups? And Magic Monkeys won. Which was every category, by the way. And then I hosted one which was what was your least favorite category of every group? And guess which one won that one? Or I guess lost, really? It was Magic Monkeys again. Which is quite astonishing to me. It made it very confusing for what I should do with polls, and then I haven't posted a poll since, I think, really. Funny enough. But Super Maelstrom is actually, I think, my favorite tower in the entire game. It was very fun to use, you know that? And honestly, with how this run is going, I wonder if you could go, like, instead of Energizer and stuff, if you could do, what do you call that super boosting one? Perma boost. Ultra boost, I guess, and not perma brew, just ultra boost. And I wonder if that would work well. I think what I'm going to do, though, is, I really gotta worry about DDTs. We're already on wave 70, by the way. This game flies when you're doing well. Actually, I can turn on auto start again for the time being. We can definitely beat up to wave 80, and then the mid 80s aren't bad. I'm just worried about the DDTs up at the end game. Currently. I think those actually do pose a real risk. By the way, if you're not shooting the ability, it's really not a very strong tower. My goodness. Good talk. I mean, it does have like 8 times, 7 times the pops of a tier 3 mortar. So, like, it's doing more than a mortar. Granted, it costs 6.5 times as much as a mortar. Hey, that's a pretty good return on investment, right? Just saying, for 20k, there's a lot cheaper tower, or there's a lot, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, for 20k, this is a good deal, right? 20k buys you, like, that on a Super Monkey, huh? Maybe with range ups. Granted, I guess a 0-2-3 Super Monkey is not a bad tower. It's actually pretty good. Now, I'm trying to think. Maybe I want to go... Do I want to go tier 5 on both? I'm going to get a second submarine. And I think I'm going to get a preemptive strike. You know what, let's go ahead and get the energizer. Because more abilities is going to matter soon, I think. But I'm thinking about getting a preemptive strike because I think that solves the DDT issue, right? Yeah, there was wave 76, by the way. If you blinked, you missed it. I do have to say, the other reason why this actually works... oh, I didn't even explain the start of the round, or the start of the game very well. I know I explained it briefly, but there's one reason why it actually even works, and it's ridiculous to me. So if you guys have ever used the level editor, you'll know that it's really hard to draw straight corners, right? Like, that's just not a thing you do in this game. You don't just make up a 90. Well, same thing goes for the devs of this game, I believe, because when they drew these paths, maybe you can see it still, but they'll hit, and then they'll hit closer to the middle when they first reach this pit, and then they kind of swirl around the edge instead of the middle. Which I think shows what I'm trying to say, at least. I don't know, it's hard to explain, I guess. Now, I think I might want to grab... You'll notice it with Energizer, our cooldown is almost infinite. Kinda wanna grab primary expertise. But I think I need to get a preemptive strike sub first, right? Because I need to be able to take out Moabs and stuff. Now, how much does he cost? 31, 45. So we can probably get it mid-80s, right? I would think. Not this wave, but the wave after. Actually, we can nuke this wave. Oh, thank goodness. Not that I was worried about the ZOMGs, but they're not the most pleasant to fight. I really hope that if I buy it in this order, that nothing goes wrong, right? Because if things don't go as they did before, this would suck. But I'm pretty sure a preemptive strike submarine actually does just like solve most of the riffraff, like the DDTs and stuff, right? And then and then I can get a primary expertise, and that will handle the rest of them. Okay, yeah, let's do that. You'll notice things slow down a little bit, but Super Maelstrom does just enough to keep up. I'm pretty sure that's the case all the way through to wave 100. With the only weakness being, it's really hard to deal 28,000 damage with this tower, you know that? At least in one go. Alrighty. Woo. It's crazy when I step away from this game, because usually if I'm stepping away from recording, I'm talking like... And like in this case, I'm gone for... I don't know, 2 hours now. So I have no idea what we were talking about previously. Hopefully it wasn't any, you know, through idea that needed to be remembered, you know? Oops, wrong button. You know, this guy gets a lot of pops. He'll be very handy. I mean, like, look, he does half of a reinforced BFB. It all matters. I'm gonna actually be using him more this time. Last time I did this run, I didn't use him very much. I just kind of almost exclusively used the Super Maelstrom. You know, I haven't... Did I mention that I've tried making this video like 5 times? The whole setup of like 20 minutes... Man, I'm trying to get back into the swing of doing commentary, apparently. The whole setup that took me like 20 minutes this time to get the attack shooter in the right spot. Actually, I couldn't get it for like 2 days in a row. I was, unfortunately, quite frustrated with it. We're not going to quite have... We should have enough to get primary expertise, but I hope that's enough. I want to say this should handle the DDTs, right? You know what I think I'm going to do, though? just to help handle it. We're gonna get an embrittlement as well. Just to make sure that the DDTs aren't that big of an issue. I think these ones should all be popped, but I'm worried about Wave 99's DDTs. Yeah, I mean, look at what the, shoot. What this guy's doing, man. He's popping like everything. I do think that the, Super Maelstrom still helps a ton, though. I think it's actually solving a lot of the tough parts of this, you know. It does really good crowd control on this map. Dude, this might be the best map for tack shooter. It's hard to say. Because I know, like, Resort exists and stuff. There are better maps at the same time. Like, I don't know. It's definitely the hardest map that's best for him, right? Yeah, at least if you can get the positioning down. It's kind of tough, though. I'm tempted to say it's the best map. But, you do have to... You don't get to do, faster shooting, though. I will say that. Wave 95 is next. I'm not super worried about it, but it does exist. We gotta be aware of it. I don't know, because I'm thinking like 3 mines around, you have to deal with line of sight first. Would you rather deal with a line of sight, or deal with, perfect placement? Perfect placement means once you figure it out, you never have to worry about it, at least. Man, this guy's doing like all of the work these days, huh? And there's primary expertise. Now I think that means 100% uptime on this ability. Right? Yes. Legitimately 100% uptime. I should toggle a, I should add a toggle to my, activate ability button. So now if we're really worried, what we can do is get a glue strike. I think we get enough for glue storm as well, but this way it'll weaken. It'll make them vulnerable to the super Maelstrom attack. If we need to on wave 99, that is. Oh my goodness, dude. Have you ever walked away from something for so long that it just feels clunky coming back? Because that's kind of what I'm fighting with right now. And it is also like 11:30 at night, and I started this video much sooner than that. I'll just say that much at least. Do you actually have to glue strike this wave? No, I don't think so. I think you just kind of get through it. Hold on. What button is it? Apparently this one. Man, did I shut off my hotkeys? For abilities? We'll turn on stronger glue. That's okay. We'll just, Oh, I guess the other thing is we can also use Etienne's active abilities. And, like, all of them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. You think we can get the timing right on this monkey sub ability? I bet we can. You gotta wait till it's almost broken. Like now? Oh, 202 Desperado. Hey guys, we did it. It's not a perfect run. Not by any means. But I mean, I still did the majority of the pops with that thing. This thing actually came in with a lot of help too. And probably like 200, 300 from that. This mortar was integral. I wonder if we could have done it without the mortar, and then instead just done this guy as a 030 by wave 27. We had enough money. Ooh, collection event for 12 days with banana farms for the next 6 hours. It's too bad I gotta get off. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more, leave a comment if you want to help choose what to use. Or maybe you'd like to help decide on what you want to see. Maybe a map or anything. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. Alright, bye.